It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want
John.
to be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead.
You ready? No! I said, are you ready?
That was good. Glad you finally decided to pull that giant stick out of your butt and have some fun for once in your life.
You're uneducated marks! You sit there on your phones tweeting out your opinions like they're worth a damn. Let me explain something to you people. You don't know shit!
And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better after Vince McMahon's death.
I've been waiting my whole life to do this. Probably since 2007 I've been waiting to do this.
Maybe even further. I mean, who knows? You time travel, so you could have been... For all I know, you could be from the 1900s.
No, actually, since probably the start of this season, I've been excited to do this. It's probably like, what, our fifth episode coming... Yeah, it's like our fifth episode coming out.
Let's go.
Time travel. It's a little nifty idea I came up with during season 2 where we go back in time on a certain date and go through some wrestling history. And what better way to start than this past May, celebrating my birthday. And I was like, you know what I'm gonna do for my birthday? Spent my birthday watching a lot of wrestling.
As one does.
Yeah, I'll just tell you that much. I watched a lot of wrestling. Guess where I started?
Raw 2007.
Damn, you're cheating. He cheated. He looked at the notes.
I cheated.
Yeah, our 6th grade year. The hot period for us is what I call it. Again, it wasn't the hot period of wrestling in 2006, but it was a hot period. It was fun.
This was when we were full into it.
Yeah, this was all the way in. I started with the May 7th Monday Night Raw, and it was a doozy. Started off with the new ECW champion, Mr. McMahon.
Not Do-Rag McMahon.
Yes, Do-Rag Mr. McMahon. Not the best start. He comes out to put over the Great Khali, who was getting thrusted into the WWE title picture at that time. Yeah, dude, they were big on Khali. Like, they were big on him. They were really big on the Great Khali.
Well, he was big too.
Yeah, no, that was
He was big on them too.
Oh my gosh. Gets interrupted by HBK, Shawn Michaels, who was my guy at that point.
Heck yeah, he was.
At that point, he was Shawn Michaels. Fucking guy. This sets up a no DQ #1 contenders match between HBK and the Great Khali. We'll get back to that later on in this Raw episode, but that's what that set up.
All right.
Bobby Lashley and Mr. McMahon get into their own tussle after that,
yes,
or at least
they do.
Not an actual tussle because Bobby Lashley's under a no contact clause where you can't touch Mr. McMahon.
Lame.
We see Bobby Lashley come out and confront Vince about the new ECW title that he's procured, and this just turns into an awful segment with apparent racial undertones.
God.
It was fucking awful.
I don't know if I wanted to be reminded of this.
No, there's Mr. McMahon was off one, but wait till we get to Raw 2012 later. You're in for a fucking trip. 2012 was not the hot period.
Oh no.
All right, opening wrestling action. Remember, May 2007, Monday Night Raw. Opening wrestling action starts with a Diva tag match. Candice Michelle and Mickie James versus Victoria and then champion, I love her as champion, Melina.
Okay.
Don't love that she as women's champion took the pin for Candice Michelle.
Ew.
Not a long match, so not a long note either. But I wasn't happy about that because Melina was one of the few standard champions we could love back then.
For
and
sure.
the splits. I hated that we were just pigs back then, but we were kids
we
too.
were.
We were teenage boys. It made sense. That was like their target audience.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Next, we see the first ever Intercontinental title defense of Santino Marella, and he successfully defends it against Chris Masters. Dude, the Milan Miracle is one of my favorite memories in Raw history.
Oh, I love Santino.
The little Italian boy in me was so happy to see this like complete stranger from Milan, Italy, come out of the crowd and beat Umaga. Well, again, with the help of Bobby Lashley, but
I'm now just thinking how funny it would have been for Santino to be around in WWE right now with Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah,
that would be hilarious.
Even if he had worked the role he was working in TNA as the special enforcer, whatever it was, that role he had. that gimmick in WWE would have been hilarious.
That is true.
I mean, WWE and TNA kind of already need to jump into this partnership they've been
let's go. Let's
pussyfooting around about.
Let's not just open the door. Let's break down the door.
Let's break the walls down.
Break the walls down.
He's not going back.
Oh no.
After that, we get Money in the Bank holder Mr. Kennedy coming out to let us know
Kennedy.
he's 328 days away from cashing in his briefcase at WrestleMania 24. The graphic was fucking awesome. They even had they didn't know the WrestleMania 24 graphic yet, so they would put this golden WrestleMania 24 graphic next to his name, countdown to cash in. This would also be the night that we get the backstage segment in which Edge challenges him for that very briefcase. See how that turns out for him later.
I forgot that they made this whole thing about him saying when he was going to cash in.
Yeah, I'm cashing in at WrestleMania. It's going down. Best cash in of all time. Nobody actually did that until Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Fucking shout out Seth Rollins for being a better Mr. Kennedy than Mr. Kennedy could have. Or Mr. Anderson, depending on your preference.
That's fair.
More in-ring action. We see the Highlanders take on Umaga. Shout out to the Highlanders.
Who were the Highlanders? Anyone?
Robbie and Rory. You don't remember the Highlanders?
I remember, but did they go on to become anyone?
I don't know. I don't know that they did anything outside of WWE. It'd be a great look up. Be what did the Highlanders really do outside of that?
Because I'm trying to think. Did they do anything else?
The gimmick was hilarious. I loved them as a kid.
It was kind of...
You can imagine, though, this wasn't their best showing this night against Umaga, but they were so fucking hilarious. Some of the bits they had with the Highlanders back then were what made Monday Night Raw so entertaining. Get to Shawn Michaels versus Great Khali.
Okay.
Not an absolute banger of a match, but better than expected at least. Shawn Michaels tries his absolute best. But back then, Khali's overall rating was 98, and it was pretty much a done deal that he'd be going over in this match and putting Shawn Michaels through the announce desk. So,
of course.
His push back then was bigger than his boot size. It was fucking ridiculous.
It was insane.
Dude, they shoved the Great Khali down our throats, and we just accepted it because we're he's big and tall, and how does Batista bomb him? How does John Cena FU him? They did the thing where they get guys over using a super big guy to its best of its abilities. I mean, Vince McMahon is no stranger to Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant situations. This formula worked.
Exactly. It's he had, I gotta do this over and over and over again. It works.
We get a solid Crime Time segment where they sell a bunch of other wrestlers' stolen items.
Brooklyn.
Including Ron Simmons' Hummer.
I forgot.
Can't do that, man. It's Farouk. It's Farouk, bro. Where'd I put my water? Ah, damn it. I threw my water away. It's alright.
Damn.
You got me. I was like, what's wrong with that? He nailed that. Back to some in-ring action because we respected that part of the show back then. We really did. Another tag team match. World Tag Team Champions, the Hardys, came out to face the world's greatest tag team. If you're unfamiliar, that's Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin. I don't know why I told you that. You're familiar. If you're unfamiliar, that's Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
Loved them.
Caden Murdoch on commentary. You remember those guys?
Yeah.
Lance Cade, Trevor Murdoch. Funnier than I expected for them to Hardys get the win, and Caden Murdoch afterwards come and shake their hands, and that's all. That's all they do. They just shake their hands, and that's a big surprise because they're the bad guys, and well, how are they gonna shake our hands? Suspicious behavior.
Okay, I guess. It happens now. I just think they forgot something and never.
Can you hear the 2007 Raw theme song in your head right now? Because I can. I can.
Is that whoa?
Yep.
Never going. Yeah.
Carlito comes out to address why he turned on Ric Flair the week before, and he says he needs to get all the garbage out of his life, including his girlfriend Tori Wilson, who he dumps right there on site. So
okay, Carlito. Well, I mean,
she's garbage. Tori Wilson, let the record show, Tori Wilson is garbage to Carlito.
He dropped her faster than he dropped his mustache recently.
Dude, also, shout out to Jeff Hardy, the United States champion. We're still watching the Greatest Royal Rumble DVD up here. We're recording this the same day we recorded the pre-King of the Ring episode, but you're seeing it months later, right? It's actually a couple of weeks.
It's whatever. Time's a construct.
Dude, the time travel episode literally is a time capsule episode. This will be seen at a to-be-decided date, at a to-be-decided time.
Exactly.
This is the best time travel episode. This is better than I even pictured it.
We should just wait to put it out next May 7th.
Dude, honestly, I like your idea before the show. We're going to get Kushida jackets.
Well, we need to.
Next match, we see Mr. Kennedy come out to defend his Money in the Bank briefcase and getting attacked by Edge immediately. Edge procures his second Money in the Bank contract, and he would go in to cash in like 5 days later, same SmackDown. 5 days later on SmackDown and take the World Heavyweight title off The Undertaker.
Listen, I get it. I understand. I was a huge Kennedy guy back in the day.
I never was. I never will be.
I loved Kennedy. I just love his box microphone and the Kennedy.
I remember whenever I let you play one of my SmackDown vs. Raws and you made him the world champion, I was like, hey, it's your world, man. You do what you want. But I'm immediately changing it after you leave. Put it back on Cody Rhodes, like babyface Cody Rhodes, green Cody Rhodes. Dude, this is another memory I have from that time period, 2007. I watched Edge win that World Heavyweight title off The Undertaker in my SmackDown fort. What's the SmackDown fort, you ask? I'm glad you asked. When I was a kid, I was so alone and didn't do shit on Friday nights but build forts and watch SmackDown in them. So I was watching my SmackDown fort, and Undertaker was getting beat down, bloodied up.
Fine. He's fine. This sort of thing happens all the time.
Edge comes out. Dude, that was the one cash in, like, you absolutely could not see it coming. You would not have expected Edge to just win it 5 days later, beat The Undertaker. No. Started a hell of a feud, though.
It did. Yes, it did.
Main event of this Raw, Orton versus Cena. And this was before we were tired of seeing them face each other. This was right before we got it shoved down our throats over and over. Cena gets the early advantage, picking up momentum quickly. Then we see the Great Khali come out and grab the WWE title and start walking back off with it. All of this, of course, distracts Cena, and he goes chasing after Khali, gets hit in the head with his belt, and then we go off the air. Terrible main event, and I hope the live crowd got some special post stuff from that, because that would have been from like, again, now that I've been to so many live shows and I picture that, I just think to myself, they better have gotten something, because I would be pissed.
Yeah, like, what is going on here?
That's how we end the show. You see me like diverting my eyes up here, watching Jeff Hardy versus Jinder Mahal at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and the botched whisper in the wind spot in this is so fucking atrocious. I'm desperate to see it again. Is that bad?
It's just like, it's so bad, but I can't look away.
It's like doing Hall of Meat mode on Skate. You literally you just want to see the fuck up so bad. But yeah. I'm not, celebrating.
Well, it's like I watch racing for the crashes.
It's hilarious. I'm actually going to pause Greatest Royal Rumble.
That's fair.
We're time traveling over to 2010 now. SmackDown 2010.
I think I was still watching it this time, I think.
I hope so. I was falling out of it around 2011 to 12. 2010 was still hot for me. Open up the show with a mean-mugging Matt Hardy, but he's doing so because he was playing off kayfabe Drew McIntyre giving him a concussion. Or maybe he did give him an actual concussion. We didn't really care about shit back then.
We didn't.
That's sad. He starts to talk his shit, but gets interrupted by Broken Dreams. That best song to get interrupted by. Broken Dreams hits.
It's a great song.
Intercontinental Champion Drew McIntyre comes out to remind Matt he's the chosen one. He was the chosen one.
He made a big deal about it back then.
This leads to a fist fight that leads to Teddy Long suspending Drew and stripping him of the IC title, and then even going as far as to fire him when he won't listen. I don't remember where this goes from there. I don't think that was the last we saw of him, because I believe he still did some more stuff 2011, and then the 3MB stuff happened.
Yeah. I
don't remember where that went. I just remember so that's how he lost the IC title, because I can never remember how he lost that IC title.
I didn't either. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. This one's probably gonna be the most shocking one that you're like, oh, dude, what? That happened? Yeah.
Rip Drew.
Oh, no, actually, when we get to 12, the fucking matchup I'm gonna give you, you're gonna be like, that happened on Raw? What?
I will just say, I guess Drew had a few broken dreams that day.
Dude, he's had many broken dreams. Over the years, he's had many. First bit of in-ring action, we see MVP face off against Straight Edge Society member Luke Gallows. Okay. Yeah, okay. Great time to be alive. CM Punk tried to interfere, but a quick Rey Mysterio puts a stop to it.
Yep.
MVP gets the win. CM Punk gets on the mic to call Rey Mysterio a coward.
Yep.
He wears a mask, so he has to be a coward.
Shades of JBL.
Rey Mysterio comes to challenge Punk to a match at Over the Limit.
Hell yeah, that was a pay-per-view that happened.
It's like, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know what the stipulation was. Rey Mysterio loses, he'll join the Straight Edge Society. Punk loses, he must shave his head.
Yep, that's the one.
That's the one. That's how that happened. Diva Tag Team match action after this segment. Gotta get our Diva Tag matches. Tiffany and Kelly versus Lay Cool with Vicky Guerrero as their manager.
Okay.
Surprisingly decent match given the time period. Decent match given the time period. Again, Layla always had... actually, Michelle McCool, too. Like, let's not leave her out. Lay Cool was a good tag team because they were, like, legit athletes. So, Lay Cool get the win as well. Good for them.
Good, yeah. That's what I do.
Teddy Long comes on from backstage next to address the vacated IC title situation.
Thank you, 'cause I have no idea where we go from here.
Announces a mini tournament.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes versus Christian and Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston.
Okay.
Which would come up next. That match would come up next. Winner of these matches would meet the next following week to crown a new champion.
Okay, that makes sense.
Ziggler versus Kingston. Good match. Kofi advances.
Let's go.
Get a good Kofi Kingston win. Christian versus Cody is next, and Christian comes out with his NXT rookie Heath Slater. This was NXT's game show face still.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot that he was Heath Slater's pro.
Yep. Second season, NXT. Cody comes out with not a single clue of how he's going to finish his story in 14 years and 1 month from then, but Christian gets the win after a solid match. I was trying to remember. I thought this was the moment Cody Rhodes would, go on to win the IC title and then in 2011 go and change it to the original design. So that's not what was going on. Again, he didn't have a clue in the world. Imagine just being a young green Cody Rhodes and not knowing that 14 years down the road you're going to make the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time.
Damn.
This
lack of foresight.
The lack of foresight. I'm sorry for interrupting you. That was rude.
No, it's not.
This main event, though, however, was not the greatest of all time.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw one name and I was like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even know who I was trying to type right here in the notes either. Let's see. It says 1 in the notes. This is really fucked up. Well, somebody was facing Jack Swagger, and Big Show was on commentary, and they were building to him being the #1 contender to Jack Swagger's World Heavyweight title at Over the Limit. I'm still trying to remember who was in the match. This has become... Oh, Kane! It was Kane! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Kane versus Jack Swagger. Big Show on commentary. Swagger's disqualified, loses the match. Big Show hates that. Swagger tries to flex on the Big Show and gets chokeslammed through an announce table. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay. Literally, the reaction I have to all that is, okay.
I'm sorry. I should do a better job.
No, you're doing a great job. I just love how excited you got that, and then I was like, oh no, this is about to get hot. He's about to go in hot.
I got stopped immediately. Yeah, this toll booth stop. Common theme so far. People have gone through the announce table on my birthday a lot.
I mean, you like tables, right?
I love table spots.
Love tables.
I love flaming table spots.
Well, we're not going to get any of those because this is...
Yeah, that actually is the perfect segue into a random fact I have that's in these notes. On May 7th, there was never a WWE ECW episode. There was never an NXT episode. I have that sent out as a tweet. We'll get to that later, too. Never an NXT episode on May 7th. Hardly ever been a pay-per-view on May 7th at that. So
interesting.
Let's take it to another Raw one time. 2012 May 7th Raw. And then we're going to end with the first ever NXT time of this season. Yeah, our first NXT time of this season. Fun fact.
I love that you did that, and I'm like, did I watch NXT this week? I did. Yeah. I just don't remember anything.
It was a few weeks back. I mean, a few weeks back from when they see this, but for us, it was even a few weeks back because been through 1-2 episodes of NXT since the 7th? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2. Let's go to Raw 2012. This one's a fucking doozy.
Oh, God.
This one is a time trip. Intro sees the build of John Laurinaitis attacking and challenging John Cena the week before. Wish that wasn't a thing. Yeah.
Sorry.
He has to cry. People Power Johnny opens up the show as well. Flexes pictures from Wrestling in Japan. And featured in these photos is a very young murder grandpa, Minoru Suzuki.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a very young Minoru Suzuki is in these photos.
Let's go.
CM Punk comes out and puts him in his place on the mic.
I think I vaguely remember this.
Yeah, this was coming off of the Pipe Bomb promo, too. Like, this was just coming out of the Pipe Bomb promo era. And, like, literally they were selling that term Pipe Bomb so much that throughout the show, that's all Michael Cole would keep saying, like, oh, he's gonna drop another pipe bomb on him, or CM Punk dropping pipe bombs. It was like a thing that they wouldn't stop saying. They were trying to ruin it.
God, as they tend to do, yes.
Yeah, I think even CM Punk said it at one point of how they were, like, overdoing it, and they didn't even understand what a pipe bomb was. First bit of in-ring action, though, is an IC title match. That IC title has been featured throughout this whole show.
It is.
Cody Rhodes versus Big Show, who had lost the title at Extreme Rules by accidentally stepping through a table in their tables match. This match sucks ass. Sucks absolute ass. Cody walks off and gets counted out after like 4 minutes of wrestling. So, it was a fucking terrible opening IC title match. Not a great birthday gift if you're me. Not a great birthday gift if you're Will Ospreay.
It's my impersonation of Big Show when he went to the table. You'll see it when you watch the video.
Did you just have your jaw dropped?
Yeah.
That's what he did. Next, we see newly crowned tag champs Kofi Kingston and R-Truth come out for Kofi to wrestle Dolph Ziggler, who was accompanied by Vicky Guerrero and Jack Swagger.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jack Swagger helps Dolph Ziggler get the win. Here's something I just noticed just now. SmackDown 2010, Raw 2012, both times saw Kofi wrestle Dolph Ziggler.
Yes.
What? What?
Because they were two of the most dependable guys at the time. So.
Those are actual workhorses.
Yeah.
Literally, the Shield was about to come in and take over all that.
Oh,
y'all have no idea. This is months out from the Shield. Michael Cole interviews John Cena via satellite. John Cena tells us he's not supposed to compete, but he's going to anyways.
Because it's John Cena. Never give up. Hustle, loyalty, respect.
Dude.
Let's go.
I got so motivated just then when you said those words.
I'm glad you didn't catch the last part that you're probably going to have to edit out.
That's hilarious. I did catch it too, is what's even funnier. Diva tag action after that. Natalya and Maxine versus newly crowned Divas champion Layla and Kelly Kelly. With Beth.
I had to remember that this isn't the same Maxine from right now.
Yeah, not Maxine Dupree. Just some girl that they named Maxine that they're trying to get over. Beth Phoenix on commentary. I didn't even realize this was her starting her commentary career.
Yeah.
Within the time it took me to write that note, the match started and finished, though.
That sounds about right.
It's like, that was a note that had 2 sentences in it. Before I could even finish, it was done. Donezo. Yeah, it's fucking annoying.
Imagine you writing it and then like, oh. Okay.
Men's tag action after that. It's 2012. We need to throw everybody in a tag match. Alberto Del Rio. Ugh, that tasted ugly. And Jericho versus Randy Orton and World Heavyweight Champion Sheamus. Jericho pins the World Champion Sheamus and lets everybody know about it.
But does he bring him into the learning tree?
No. This turns into an all-out brawl in Johnny's office. John Laurinaitis again.
Let's go.
People power, right? And he turns the World Heavyweight title match at Over the Limit between Sheamus and Del Rio into a fatal 4-way.
That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
If I had John Laurinaitis' power. Honestly, I'd make them do a barbed wire death match. You don't fuck up my office. Fuck you.
If you had John Laurinaitis' power, I just hope you would use it better than he did.
I would hope if I have his power, I also don't have his voice.
Can we get controversial one time just because nobody is right now? Why the fuck are we just sitting by while John Laurinaitis is saying he's a victim in the Vince McMahon lawsuit rather than part of it?
I mean...
What? I need to know more then if that's the case. How are... Yeah.
It's just bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Wrong episode to bring it up on. That's why I did it. I do shit that no one else is doing.
That's fair. That's how we get ahead.
We are greeted next by Funkadactyls Cameron and Naomi to introduce the Funkasaurus Brodus Clay. Miz comes out and reelies him to death. Really?
Oh,
really? They have a match. Brodus wins, but spoiler alert, this gimmick never surpasses being the weirdest pro wrestling fad of all time.
Really?
Though, in saying that, I think some really cringy gimmicks that happened. Like, there's some really cringy gimmicks that have happened over the years. Doink. Doink is, like, the number one in my head.
Really?
Kazarni. Yes.
What was Kazarni again?
He was, like, this pierced up, tatted up, and I don't remember his actual name. He is a wrestler outside of WWE that I can't remember his name. But he was, like, this carny that was, like, crazy and weird.
Yeah.
And he was on SmackDown for, like, a weird
I just
time.
had a flashback to Mordecai, though.
Through the table idea locked in. Weirdest gimmicks of all time. I have it in the through the table list now.
This is going to be amazing.
The next segment we look at the week before, where Brock Lesnar attacked Triple H and broke his arm.
Let's go.
Triple H would address it himself the following week, but on this day in history, Brock sends his legal representation, double air quote that, to come address the attack, and this gives us the return of Paul Heyman, who would go on to be a regular face on WWE TV from that point on.
I mean, at least Paul Heyman came back. I mean,
he was always around in the company, right? But he wasn't really doing much on TV. He did the stuff with Curtis Axel and Cesaro and trying to be Paul Heyman guys. Took a break, and then the Brock Lesnar thing happened, got brought back on TV, and he advocated from then on.
hell yeah.
He wise-maned. Almost everything about this episode so far sucked except for learning that one. That was like the coolest part about it, at least. It was
That sounds like it, yeah.
Fucking sucked, but hey. Paul Heyman issues Brock's official statement, and that statement was Brock is quitting. If only that had been true. Like, if only that wasn't just a storyline. He just quit in 2012. We didn't even go down the road where he won a bunch of world titles and beat the Undertaker's streak and
then
Goldberg.
And then got convinced to stay by having a woman. No, we're gonna forget about the rest.
Then, what I didn't mention from the opening of the show was Johnny put CM Punk in a match against Lord Tensai. We get to that match, but on the fly, it's made into a handicap match. I love this part. So, I can't make this shit up, dude. We get CM Punk versus Lord Tensai and Daniel Bryan.
Okay, I need to know why Daniel Bryan's here.
He was the number one contender for the WWE title.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't even remember that they were building to Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk for the WWE title.
That sounds like a great match, but then you have to remember it's 2012 WWE, so yeah.
The match is a giant disappointment for what that match could have been. Like, the matchup potentially could have given us some really great shit, but Bryan starts attacking Punk as he is the number one contender for Punk's title, as we mentioned. He was in this annoying phase where he randomly screams yes over and over while doing shit people hate, and I'm glad that shit never got over or anything. It was really annoying. He would just literally be like, yes, 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 and you wanted him to shut the fuck up. Wonder what ever happened to that guy, too. All right.
Wait, so you never liked the guest movement?
I loved it. I'm just literally playing a bit right now.
I thought you were being serious.
Dude, we all know it got over. Come on, guys.
I'm stupid.
Come on, guys.
I'm stupid, guys. Whoops.
It's hilarious.
Phew.
This is the first NXT time of the year. Now, here's where that might not be true, because again, we don't know when this episode's being watched or when it came out. Did we do the NXT Battleground episode before this? Because technically that would be the first NXT time. Who knows?
I don't remember.
Well, how could you? It hasn't happened yet. That's the thing about time travel. It's like, how can you remember what hasn't happened? This has happened, though. The first NXT time that we're doing for us, NXT, May 7th, 2024. The first ever. Here's the tweet. Really random fun fact. Today was the first time in NXT history that the show has taken place on May 7th.
Hell yeah, and it was a banger.
Dude, it was. Let me remind you, because low-key, watching this made me feel really sad that I missed like a month of NXT, and now I'm catching back up because some shit is going on NXT right now.
It is, though.
Open up, recapping Wesley's amazing resilience. I didn't even know that this happened. That's what I'm talking about. I had no idea Wesley returned at all.
Yeah, he came back literally 3 months before he was supposed to.
Yeah, it's that was the big surprise. I'm still flabbergasted because I thought he was out for like a year or more.
And then
back injuries, spine injuries, man. Like, how do you come back from that so soon?
I know, and all we need now is for Darby Allin to get hit by a bus and come back like 2 weeks later.
brother.
That would never happen, though.
That just happened. So, yeah, we recap that because that happened the week before. But he comes out to a hyped up crowd on this episode. Josh Briggs is his opponent. That's a guy that's on NXT that's getting a push. Ivar's on commentary. Yeah, I said that right. Ivar is on commentary.
Yeah.
That's the Viking guy. Wesley, please interrupt me. The Viking guy.
Shout out to Ivar. My friend told me that he might have to retire.
Brother, what?
His injury that he got recently.
I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he was injured recently.
No,
he was injured recently, and because remember he had that neck fusion surgery.
Yeah.
And now he got injured again. They're saying he might have to retire.
I was not seeing that coming, and now I feel like a dick. I was making Viking jokes. I was like, yeah, that one Viking guy. I've watched him in the Independents. He's a really good wrestler. I just joke because I don't like the Viking gimmick. So now I feel like a dick. Let's move on. Wesley gets the win, and Briggs and Ivar fight after the match is over. Wesley dives onto them, and Obafemi laughs as he watches from up above.
As Obafemi does.
Yeah, it's very femish.
Feminish.
Feminist.
Oba-feminist rise up.
Next, we get Carmen Petrovic versus Shayna Baszler, who were building off the underground match between Natty and Lola Vice at Spring Break. And again, I can't get over that fucking match. I need to watch it back fully through, but I've watched the highlights from it and just been like, dude, Natty's going off. Natty and Lola were ringside for this match, though.
They were.
Of course, given that context, that's why it made sense. Shayna Baszler wins, and Lola immediately comes in to shake her ass. Why?
I hope this is leading to Shayna eventually getting so pissed off that she just shakes her ass all the time and they have a match.
I hope she beats her ass.
And yeah, what I see from that, though, I see her putting
Lola over. Yeah, me too. I mean, I've been in this game long enough to know. Just, why? We do a big segment called the NXT Women's Combine, and I don't actually want to get into this too much. I cringed at it a bit, but I applaud the creativity without anything. Like, it certainly was ingenuitive. Nothing else. Certainly ingenuitive way to, like, get your competitors for that.
Into a match.
Yeah. So,
or qualifying matches.
Tyson and Tyreek find themselves tagging against NQC's Dempsey and Bourne. Alicia Taylor announces that the ref for this match is unavailable, and instead Channing Stacks Lorenzo is appointed special guest ref. He does a fantastic job at screwing over the NQC.
Exactly, and
no, that ref slide was on point.
Shout out to my European champion.
He's your European, like your Universe Mode European champion?
He's my exhibition Universe.
Oh, that's even better.
And I don't know how it happened. It was a gauntlet match.
I was like, that's even fucking better, dude. Bring back the European title.
He pinned Yokozuna. Don't ask how that happened.
Do you think, this is random and like not NXT 2024, but do you think the European title could have a resurgence with them breaking down the NXT UK roster?
If they actually went ahead with NXT Europe like they were going to.
Yeah. It would have made a lot of sense. Or at least keep the design.
Yeah.
Different name, new design. They're really good at that. New name, same design. How about those tag titles? Chelsea Green and Ariana Grace have some locker room talk, and it is as irritatingly over the top as you'd expect. I loved it.
I missed it.
You missed a great one.
I missed this episode.
Those guys are entertaining, man.
They
Chelsea Green.
I love both of them.
Dude, I'm telling you, Ariana Grace has it. She has it. She's going to be somebody. Ariana Grace comes out to face Bullet Club wannabe Michin.
Damn.
Michin gets the win. I wasn't expecting that, actually. Again, I need Ariana Grace to get a bigger push. Special Supernova sessions. I love this part because this is my boy. With special guest Trick Williams, and we prepare to find out what Lash Legend has in the envelope she's been carrying around.
Yes.
I didn't know she was carrying around an envelope.
I did.
The suspense was pretty imminent.
But I don't know what was in the envelope, so this is going to be interesting.
Big reveal. It's a photo of Trick pinning Noam, but Noam's foot was under the rope, so that win was a fluke. I knew it. I knew that he couldn't beat Noam straight up. Lash slips up and calls Trick Babe, but short romance lived as Noam attacks Trick. Noam Dar is indeed going after the NXT title, as I hoped. Again, remember that episode, I was like, what's next from NXT title? Or IC title push. Let's do that. But, like, this made more sense.
If I were a time traveler and I knew what happened the next week, then I would be questioning even more, but, that's just me.
I'm just happy that Noam Dar is about to be the NXT champion.
I don't see how that happens when he's hurt.
I didn't know he was hurt.
Was That next episode, or the episode afterwards, then. Oh God, we're getting confused here.
Yeah, you can't get out of the time loop, but damn, if that's true, I'm really sad, man. That's my guy.
He's not actually hurt.
Okay, kayfabe.
He was attacked by someone.
Gotcha. Welcome to NXT time, folks. This is my favorite one because I don't know what's going on, but I'm interested.
I love it.
Because again, like NXT right now is super interesting. That's why it's need to know.
Yeah, I just know that someone attacked Noam. I thought he was faking it, but from the way they built it up throughout that episode, it looks like Mensa attacked him. I think.
Damn.
I don't know why you'd break up Metaphor though. That sounds stupid. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. We're interested now. Back to May 7th, 2024 NXT. I can't wait for Battleground episode now. Back to this one, though. Next bit of in-ring action sees Kalani Jordan facing off against Heel Henley. Hate that I knew Heel Henley would be getting the win, but hopefully one day Kalani Jordan gets the push.
She definitely deserves it, but Fallon's been there longer, and she needs something to sink her teeth into.
I didn't see the build-up to her becoming a heel either. I literally turned on this episode and she's a bad guy.
It involved Thea Hale.
Yeah.
So.
What a bitch. Not Thea Hale. She's a saint. I'm talking about.
I just feel like for some reason everyone turns heel on Thea Hale.
Yeah. Fucking bitches. Fucking jealous bitches.
Hell yeah.
Through this episode, we kept watching results from the NXT Women's Combine to determine the women who will compete for the first ever NXT Women's North American Championship.
I'm going to say now, I did not expect this field.
This field is weird, right? I have it from 12 to 1, actually. I listed it backwards, bottom to top. We got Ren Sinclair, Ren Fair, I'd say. That's fair.
She's got that NWA background, so I guess.
Yeah. Tatum Paxley.
That's one of the ones I actually agree with.
Yeah, that's a good one. Kalani Jordan, like I said, need that push. I need her to win the whole thing.
Yeah.
Izzy Dame's in there, which makes sense. Ivy Nile, who, it makes sense, but again, I felt like going main roster back to NXT to main roster to NXT is like...
It's confusing.
Yeah. I'm glad. I feel like you already knew what I was going for there, too.
Yeah.
It's like, it is. Lash Legend. I want the Lash Legend push. I think she deserves it.
I think she's maybe the favorite to win.
No way. That's crazy.
I think so.
I wouldn't have said that.
If she's not, then she should be, I think, because she's of the women there. The only other one I would have an argument for, it's literally, well, continue, and I'll explain.
I'll continue. I'll let you know now my hopes to win. Kalani Jordan, Ivy Nile, and then coming up at the number 1 spot will be my pick to win. I want to win anyway. We got Heel Henley in there, though. Fallon Henley's in there. Meechan's in there somehow. Brindley Reese.
This is a sneak for me.
Yeah,
and
same.
I do like some of the work she's been doing, but she's very just kind of there. And I don't remember if she lost. No, they're having that match next week. I think she's losing. I don't think she's going to make it far.
Jada Parker's in there, too.
That's one I could see them maybe doing.
Yeah.
Just because she's popular.
And then we got Thea Hale, the Saint. She deserves it. But my hope to win just as much as Kalani Jordan, Ivy Nile, Sol Ruka, number 1 slotted.
The three I see, the three that I think are valid and have a good possibility are Tatum Paxley, because she's been in that other title picture, so
I'll allow it.
Lash Legend, because again in that title picture she's widely popular, and Sol Ruka.
Yeah,
she's also widely popular, and she's been putting in the work, and she's been working with that injury, and
I could see how Lash Legend makes sense to win.
Yeah.
For me, hoping Kalani Jordan or Ivy Nile would win it. Hoping Sol Ruka would win it, but I'm picking Sol Ruka, and that's a weird. I know that's a stretch because she just came back from injury. She's just like now getting storylines, but like,
I think she's got. Is she the most popular? She might be the most popular just because of the different ways she's been able to hit the Soul Snatcher.
That's such a sick finish. That's why we picked her to win.
I think out of the field, the only one I really am excited at the possibility of winning is Tatum Paxley.
Yeah,
we saw that coming.
Okay, next match.
Yeah.
Duke Hudson versus Lexis King. Lexis King wins after some poorly timed miscues by Ridge Holland, and Chase U hates miscues. They hate them.
They do.
They don't seem to be wanting to give him a chance yet. At least not Riley Osborne. He doesn't want to give this whole Ridge Holland thing a chance.
I
agree with him.
I wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him.
Motherfucker was lying about injuries, and I knew he was lying about injuries. He's not retiring for shit.
That's
Again,
fair.
I'm just playing kayfabe, guys. He's a great guy, I'm sure. I'm sure he didn't mean to hurt Big E either. You know, almost ended his career, though. It's kind of hurtful. Did he say sorry? Has he said sorry, maybe?
I believe he said sorry.
That's what matters. See, that was the thing with, here's a little bit of off topic, but shout out to another May 7th birthday, Owen Hart. That was the thing between Steve Austin and Owen Hart, was Owen Hart broke Steve's neck and never really apologized or anything about it, and that's why they didn't really end on good terms.
Wow.
Sad.
Damn, Owen. I mean, rest in peace, but damn.
Yeah. Big main event time. NXT Women's Championship. Chelsea Green versus Roxanne Perez. They were building to it all episode. It was just really cool to see Chelsea Green come down to NXT, and you know that when that happens, they're probably not winning the title, but
oh yeah,
you get a good match out of it. It was all right.
Unless you're Dolph Ziggler.
It might have, to be fair, it might have been a little overhyped.
I think so, and I think
all right nonetheless.
Part of it is a lot of people are high on Chelsea Green, but
that sounded like a wee joke.
No.
I love that. Everybody getting high on Chelsea Green.
It did.
All right, sorry. Continue.
But I don't see her being. If she wins a title besides a tag team title, it's going to be very short.
Yeah. Okay. You ready to end this one with some May 7th on this day in wrestling history?
Let's go.
I love that we have sound bites now, and I hope we don't get sued for that sound bite right there. All right. May 7th on this day. 1917. Let's go all the way back.
Damn. Okay.
Stanislaus Zabisco. I hope I said that right. I wasn't there. Defeated Americus to win the World Heavyweight Championship in Kansas City, Missouri.
Americus.
That's
this dude's name was America. Okay.
I'm gonna go look up some footage on Americus after this.
I gotta figure out. I gotta find out what this guy looks like, because Americus.
1989, the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, if you're not familiar, presented Wrestle War 89, one of the few May 7th pay-per-views. Music City Showdown from the Nashville Municipal Auditorium in Nashville. I would hope it's in Nashville.
I would hope so too.
The highest profile match on the card saw Ric Flair win the NWA World Heavyweight Championship from Ricky Steamboat in the third and final match in their legendary 89 trilogy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Famously, the three matches took the top 3 spots in that year's Wrestling Observer Match of the Year award.
Let's go,
this
man.
particular bout finished second. After the match, Terry Funk, my guy, attacked Flair and shockingly drove him through a table with a pile driver. Funk, along with Lou Thez and Pat O'Connor, had been seated at ringside as judges to determine a winner in the event. The match went to a 1-hour time limit draw.
I love that they were judges,
Yeah.
but he was like, I'm actually here just to fuck this guy up.
Yeah. This attack, kayfabe, sidelined Flair for 2 months and set up the historic Flair Funk series.
Let's go.
Also on this show, Michael Hayes defeated Lex Luger to win the NWA United States Championship.
Michael P.S. Hayes. Let's go.
I don't know how Michael Hayes got this notoriety, but he was really over in the 80s, and I wasn't there to confirm or deny it.
He had hair. Everyone in the 80s had hair. Like, they had, like, long blonde hair, and I don't know, like, it was a thing.
That was appropriate. Let's go ahead and skip a whole fucking decade. The 90s didn't happen. We go to 2000 now. Fuck the 90s.
Fuck the 90s.
WCW, a lot of great wrestling happened in the 90s. Why none of it happened on May 7th, I can't tell you, but 2000, WCW Slamboree took place from the Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. Damn, what's up with Kansas City?
Yeah.
The main event saw WCW champion David Arquette defend his title in a triple cage match against Diamond Dallas Page and Jeff Jarrett, Double J. How many doubles are in this? It is a triple threat in a triple cage. Diamond Dallas Page, Double J, Jeff Jarrett won the match, and the title when Arquette unexpectedly turned on his ally Page and let Jarrett defeat him. The David Arquette angle was one of the stupidest things in wrestling. Everybody can agree.
Yeah.
After the match, ECW legend Mike Awesome threw Chris Kanyon from the triple height cage and through the stage. This stunt was considered to be in hugely bad taste, taking place in the same arena in which Owen Hart fell from the ceiling to his death almost a year to the day from the incident. What the fuck, WCW?
Please tell me you didn't just say that.
Moment of the show. May 7th, 2000, WCW Slamboree. Worst fucking wrestling event to take place on this day.
God.
2002. Scott Hall was released from WWE after a pattern of unprofessional behavior culminating on an incident on a flight back from the UK that was dubbed the Plane Ride from Hell due to the misbehavior of various members of the roster, especially Ric Flair. And this is where my hatred for Ric Flair started when I heard about the Plane Ride from Hell.
Yep.
Hold on. Through the table. Plane Ride from Hell and through the table. Expect that probably season 4 the way we're running. Alright. 2005. Ring of Honor held its first event in New York City with Manhattan Mayhem.
Let's go.
Taking place at the New Yorker Hotel. Yeah. ROH was small, man. It was an indie promotion.
Did you know, little sidebar, that in like the late 2000s or the early 2000s, they used to run ROH shows at like universities and stuff? They had a program literally where like, bring ROH to your college and we'll have a show for you.
Yeah, awesome.
That's fucking crazy.
Thinking of 2000 ROH, I mean, the first time I saw Bryan Danielson, it was against Austin Aries, who's actually in this note. Let me finish this little thing we got here. Taking place at the New Yorker Hotel. In the main event, the Rottweilers, Homicide and Loki defeated Samoa Joe and Jay Lethal. Earlier on the show, Joe had defeated Lethal to win the ROH Pure Championship. Austin Aries, who I was about to mention, also defeated Alex Shelley to retain the ROH World Championship. Alex Shelley. Shout out to Alex Shelley. Honorable mention. Great guy.
Time guy.
Yeah, Austin Aries versus Bryan Danielson for the ROH World title. That was my first ROH match. Wow. I didn't see it till like 2008, though. Okay, 2007. This one's a good one because we literally covered that on this episode. On an episode of Raw from State College, Pennsylvania, Edge defeated Mr. Kennedy in just 10 seconds to win Kennedy's Money in the Bank briefcase. This was done because both Kennedy and World Heavyweight Champion The Undertaker suffered muscle tears in the same week that were predicted to result in long layoffs. The decision was made to therefore have Edge take the Money in the Bank case so he could take the title from Taker, which he did the following night at the SmackDown tapings in my SmackDown fort. As it transpired, Kennedy's injury was much less serious than first diagnosed, and he returned to action less than a month later. They did it for nothing.
That's terrible.
Kennedy got fucked over for no reason. Alright, here's one that's fun for you.
Kennedy.
Last one of the day. 2018. May 7th, 2018. On night 3 of Progress, Chapter 68, Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Cassius Ohno. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Cassius Ohno.
Sorry, guys.
Cassius, oh no. The hard cam just broke down.
We're fine.
Here, unplug it. That's why. It's because it's plugged in.
It's fine.
Don't worry.
Guys.
They were not going to see my hand over the screen. We're back on. We're back on.
We're fine.
Dude, sorry. The cord yanked the camera down. Alright. Cassius Ohno.
Oh no.
In the final of the 2018 Super Strong 16 tournament at Alexandra Place in London, England. I had to finish that note. I'm sorry that the camera fell. The Cassius Ohno thing saved it though.
I now have to see this match.
I have to see this episode back. This is my favorite episode we've done, just for how fun it got.
Are you sure? Cause
no, I'm not. That Dynasty one's a trip. No, the Live in the Arena SmackDown one where I was just like high by myself at 2:30 in the morning doing commentary, yeeting. I was just yeeting at stuff.
Yeeting all over the place, man.
Dude, I'm so excited that we did this first one. The next one will probably be a lot more better constructed. Probably go a little smoother. Yeah, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. I like this one.
I now need to know if there's an August 13th one for my birthday.
Oh, we're gonna do that. Trust me, that one's coming.
Ooh.
I love this. I love time travel. I wish every episode was a time travel episode, but then we'd have a very niche audience, and we love all of our audience members.
We love you guys.
In all their cases. Yeah. Good time travel.